The Galactic Guard were not soldiers, they were weapons. From the moment their eggs hatched, they were molded for one purpose: violence. Forget lullabies and bedtime stories. Guardlings grew up on pain tolerance drills and combat reflex training. While children of other species were just learning to talk, a young guard could already break bones with surgical precision. By adulthood, disarming a hostile was a sub-second reflex. They were the Galactic Council's elite enforcers, 12 of them assigned to every high-security installation in the known universe. A living, breathing guarantee of order. Which is why what happened on Research Station Helios-9 should have been impossible. The alarms blared to life at 0300 station time. A containment breach in the classified wing. A biological hazard. 12 Galactic Guards deployed instantly. Plasma batons humming, neural dampeners engaged. They moved down the sterile white corridor, a single, perfectly synchronized organism built for lethal efficiency. Their commander signaled for silence. Ahead, the hazard lights flashed red, and then they saw him. A human, middle-aged, slightly hunched, wearing a standard gray uniform and holding a mop. The station janitor. He was just standing there, looking at the flashing lights, with an expression of mild annoyance. Unidentified civilian, the commander barked, his voice sharp, lie prone, hands visible. The human let out a long sigh. Not a sigh of fear, but of pure irritation, really, he muttered to himself. I just cleaned this hallway. The guards advanced. The first one lunged, a blur of motion fast enough to shatter reinforced bone. The human sidestepped, almost casually, twisting the mop handle up. There was a sharp crack, and the guard's weapon went flying, embedding itself in the wall. Before the second guard could even process what happened, the human spun, hooked a leg, and used pure momentum to send the attacker crashing into 2 of his comrades. 3 down. The commander froze. This was impossible. Human reaction times were a joke. Their muscle density was inferior. Their skeletons were fragile. And yet, this human moved with an impossible grace, a fluid economy of motion that spoke of countless battles. The 4th guard fired a stun pulse. The human simply yanked his metal bucket up, catching the pulse on the rim. The energy arced, grounded out, and surged back, stunning the shooter instead. 5 down. The corridor erupted into chaos. The remaining guards attacked together, their training screaming at them to overwhelm the target through sheer numbers and precision. The human dropped his mop. That was the mistake they would never live down. Now empty-handed, he closed the distance. He didn't block their strikes, he redirected them. A baton strike aimed at his head became a shoulder throw into the wall. A chokehold attempt was reversed into a leverage break on an elbow joint. He used the walls, gravity, their own momentum against them. It wasn't brute force, it was experience. Pure, distilled experience. By the time the commander finally drew his sidearm, 8 guards were unconscious on the floor. 2 more were pinned against the wall, held there by nothing but precise pressure and bone alignment, unable to move. The commander hesitated, his weapon aimed at the human's chest. The human looked at him, then really looked. His eyes were calm, ancient. Kid, he said, his voice quiet but carrying down the hall. I was mopping blood off embassy floors before your species even invented armor. The commander fired. The human sidestepped, grabbed the commander's wrist, and twisted once. The sidearm clattered to the floor. 12 Galactic Guards, defeated in under 90 seconds. Station security finally arrived minutes later, weapons raised, faces pale with terror. They found the human calmly setting his mop back into the bucket. What happened here? The security captain demanded, his voice shaking. The human just shrugged. Workplace hazard. The official report blamed it on a catastrophic training failure. But the classified report told a different story. It revealed the identity of the janitor, Thomas Reed, former Terran Special Operations, retired, medically discharged, employed under a quiet interspecies rehabilitation program. The council had known he was there, they just never thought it would matter. After the Helios-9 incident, every single Galactic Guard training manual was updated. A new doctrine was added, a single, stark line. If a human appears unarmed, assume deception. And from that day on, across the galaxy, whenever a squad of guards passed a human pushing a mop, carrying a toolbox, or wearing a simple maintenance uniform, they gave them a wide berth. They stepped aside, because they had learned a valuable lesson. The deadliest person in the room is never the one holding the weapon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.